Hey all, it's Nim or Nimicree if you're feeling professional, and welcome to the YouTube video. Now today we're going to do something a little more lighthearted. We're actually going to make a tier video about which tanks are going to ruin your key and how. Should be a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoy it. If you like what I do, go ahead and hit subscribe. We're trying something new with the presentation, so for the intro and outro, I'm going to be here with you, and then the content will be in the content. So hopefully you enjoy it. Without further ado, let's get started. So here we have a tier list of which tanks are going to ruin the dungeons. We're using a 5-point Likert scale from definitely will not ruin your key to definitely will ruin your key. And of course we have the non-tanks there for ease of selection. I learned from the first tier list videos that I need to have those segregated so that I can easily pick out what I need and talk about it. So first we're going to start with the black sheep or black ox of the tanks, and that is the Brewmaster. Listen, I like the Brewmaster. I like the idea of the shuffle and stagger mechanic. I think it's really cool, and it fits the class theme of like martial arts, where you learn to turn blows and shrug things off. It's really cool. Honestly, I've ran with about 2 Brewmasters this season on my way to getting Keystone Hero, which I'm currently 26-12, I believe. And I think the Brewmasters in your key, right? They're just in your key. They're good, but they're nothing to write home about. The players that I've ran into. Now that being said, listen, Brewmasters can absolutely do some amazing things. I remember when they had Guard. You have Touch of Death, Fortifying Brew. You can literally survive hits that could one-shot other tanks just because you don't take the same amount of damage. And you can cleanse it off. It's really good, but it's also hard to manage. And because monks are generally the least represented class in terms of player base, you're going to have the most visible failure roll, tanks. In the least represented class, you've got 2 strikes against you. Brewmasters don't get the love that they need. Now, if they were buffed, who knows? Maybe you could see some more things because, again, the community loves nothing than re-rolling to a class that they think was just buffed. But right now, Brewmasters, they're just in your key. I don't think they're going to ruin it. I don't think they're going to make it better, but they'll help you get through it. Then we move on to Edgy Boy. We have the Vengeance Demon Hunter. Vengeance Demon Hunters might not ruin your key if you can get one to calm down enough to just stand there and tank. Listen, I know you have wings. I know you've sacrificed everything. I know you've got scars and fire and chains. But listen, if you jump to a bunch of packs, I need you to bring them back to me. I need you to group them up. Because listen, I'm playing a Beastmaster Hunter this tier, right? Multi-shot, kill command, barb shot. Nice little circle, little ball of death. A death ball, if you will. Create it so then I can just happily shoot and kill things, and it's fantastic. That's what I want. The Vengeance Demon Hunters that I've played with about 4 of them. One of them is absolutely fantastic and is great. His motto is, it was a messy key, but we timed it. And of course, the other ones were, we failed. So that wasn't really that good. They were nowhere near as skilled as the person I'm talking about. But ultimately, they're all little hyperactive monkeys on caffeine, where they just hop around and move and constantly move. It's like, guys, I can attack and move at the same time because I'm a Beastmaster Hunter. What about the poor mage, or warlock, or shaman, or somebody who's got to plant their feet and cast? That's really annoying. That's really, really annoying to deal with. So again, Vengeance Demon Hunter might not ruin your key. Now we move on to the frat bro of the tanking world, which is the Protection Warrior. Protection Warrior might ruin your key. Now, listen, Protection Warriors, this patch, are generally very skilled if you see them, because Protection Warrior is not in a good place. How to summarize this? If you hit a Protection Warrior with magic attacks, they basically fold like paper. Except when they remember, wait, I have Spell Reflect. Yes, and they put up the shield, they're happy. Then Spell Reflect goes on cooldown, they look at their watch because another cast is going off for their phone, and they're like, okay, yes, it is indeed time to die. Thank you. So, your prot warriors are very good. They're like your old drinking buddy. You know, I remember I like running into them at a bar, so I'll be like, oh, prot warrior. I remember do you remember Devastate? 3 stacks asunder? Oh, mate, that was good times. It was good times. Build 3 stacks asunder, then attack. I love it. I'll see you later. But eventually you have to move on from nostalgia times, and prot warrior right now is not in a great place. That being said, there are plenty of skilled prot warriors, but it's just not one of those things. Then we'll move on to the Blood Decay. The Blood Decay will definitely not ruin your key if skilled. So I wish I could split these lists, but I kind of can't. So Blood Decay right now is in a really, really good spot, right? You've got your Death Strike. As long as your Blood Decay knows to hit Death Strike like it owes it money, bam, you're gonna be fine. Then of course you have your A-bomb limb with grabby hands that pulls all the enemies in. You've got your single death grip. You've got your Death and Decay, and you've got Anti-Magic Zone. These are all fantastic toolkits to survive your Mythic Plus dungeon. Downside, of course, is your Blood Death Knight is going to be slow. You might not time the key if the Blood Death Knight accidentally walks. So make sure to get those speed boosts up for them. But ultimately, Blood Death Knights are always an asset. They are currently ranked very highly, so there is one thing you want to be careful when talking to people. Inspect gear, ask them if they know the class, because of the fact that since it's a very powerful class, you get a lot of, say it with me now, Flavor of the Month re-rollers. So you might end up with some problems. Move on to our big sack of meat, the bear, the Guardian Druid. Definitely will ruin your key. Listen, I've ran with about 4 bears differently in pugs. I normally do the keys in guild, but I ran with some pug bears, and they were not good. I don't know what cooldowns you have, but I genuinely remember looking at this guy like, I swear you had iron fur. I swear you've got like enraged rejuvenation or something, or regeneration. You've got something. And this bear that I ran with in like a 16 would just not do anything. We're doing a Tyrannical Darkheart, and Gladiolus is just absolutely, oh, hey, look, a bear. Wham! Hey, look, a bear. Wham! I just, like, we had to abandon it. And so then I go do a Blackrook Hold, and this guy just, I don't know, he just is like, I'm big, I have a big bear butt, and I'm gonna get stabbed with everything, and dodge nothing, and just stand in the fire. So bears, by and large, now, the Guardian Druids, are suffering from previous success because they were part of the God Comp. So it's going to be a few patches before they get back up there again. What I've noticed, at least in my long time playing with Guardian Druid, is that you'll have patches where they're like, okay, and then one patch, oh my god, where this is the best thing ever, and then it gets nerfed, and the Guardian Druids are like, oh, we had one patch where we were really good, and now we're back to, bottom of the barrel, and this really weird staccato spike pattern. So that's something there. But right now, Guardian Druid definitely ruin your key. And finally, we have the Protection Paladin, right? I love the Paladin. That's the tank I've had the most time playing with. I was a tank for 3 expansions, and I did some in Dragonflight as well. Let's put that in might not ruin your key. So Paladins generally have a lot of toolkits. Paladins, like Death Knights, have a lot of tools in their toolkit. Paladins are generally pretty easy to pick up, pretty tanky, good self-sustain. So you might get a chance, because of the strength of the class, you might try to push a little further than player skill allows. People panic. Sometimes people forget they have utilities. So might not ruin your key, the Protection Paladin. That being said, if the Protection Paladin stands in Consecrate, uses Shield of the Righteous, and understands, Blessing of Freedoms and how to use it on other people, oh, you're going to have a great time. You're absolutely going to have a great time. I have saved entire parties as a Protection Paladin. Lay on hands you, bop you, and Blessing of Freedom you. Just do, and we are good to go. But not everybody can do that. That requires intimate familiarity with not only the situation you're in, but the Paladin toolkit. So the Paladin might not ruin your key. So here we have our final list. Looks like definitely will not ruin your key is Blood DK. Might not ruin your key is Vengeance Demon Hunter. And Protection Paladin is in your key is a Brewmaster. Might ruin your key is a Protection Warrior. And definitely will ruin your key is a Guardian Druid. Now, guys, let me know what you think about that. And we're going to wrap up the video. And that was the tanking tier list of which tanks are going to ruin your keys. If you like this style of video or you have anything to suggest, let me know in the comments below. And of course, subscription always helps as we're trying to grow the channel. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. My name was Nim, and may the mount you're farming drop on the first kill. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and bye.